Are you a coach, consultant, influencer, whatever you want to call yourself, and struggling with all of those ideas in your head and not sure what to execute on first? I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps that I walk my clients through and that I actually use in my business to help me become more efficient and help me get more things done and really move the needle inside of my business. One of the things that my clients come to me for quite a bit is to alleviate analysis paralysis. A lot of times I get Henry, I got 1,000 ideas in my head and not sure what I should execute on first, second, third. And so I was like, I need to fix this for these people because I remember what that was like, back in 2011 when my business was struggling and I was spending a whole bunch of money on things that weren't moving the needle. And all I had to show for it at the end of the day was a red negative number inside of my bank account. And that image haunts me. So, I want to help you guys as much as I can. So a lot of times when our businesses are stagnating and they aren't growing, never mind quickly, but aren't growing at all, and we feel like we're just spinning our wheels and just treading water, trying to stay alive, we make stupid decisions, right? Because we're not focused. And again, I've been doing this for 13 years and I've made a ton of mistakes, spending money on stupid things, not focusing in on the right things, and attracting a whole bunch of clients that weren't great fits. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. So when it comes down to getting that clarity and focus, we got to remember a few things here. Okay. Number one is, who the hell are we serving in the first place? I'm going to talk about a case study in a couple of minutes that I've helped this particular client really get super clear on who it is that they're serving so that they can craft their package and their offer specifically to this person and not try to blanket the industry with what it is that they're trying to do. So with that said, the question for you is, who are you serving? And I don't want this broad answer. I don't want, small business owners. No, that's too broad. We have to get really specific. So what kind of business owners? Where are they in their entrepreneurial career? What exactly are they trying to accomplish? What do they want? Where are they getting stuck? And then how does your business help them? How does your product deliver that benefit, deliver that end result that helps them achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve? We have to understand that before we start dishing out products and services and trying to sell them things. So if we do not know who it is that we're serving, chances are we're not going to resonate. So my first question is, who is that person? And let's identify them loud and clear, super specific. So that's step number 1, okay? Step number 2 is breaking it down into 3 parts. So this is what I do inside the Brand Accelerator program that really helps my clients get a better visual on the 3 areas of focus. So 1 is revenue, 1 is awareness, and 1 is efficiency. So let's look in the revenue column, if you will. What do we need to do to increase revenue? What's that one thing that's really going to move the needle to increase revenue? So maybe that's Facebook advertising. Maybe that's Instagram paid shout outs. Maybe that's jumping on other people's podcasts. Who knows? But what's that one thing that's going to increase revenue, right? Then think about awareness. Where do we need to be to get in front of those people that we've singled out and specified that we want to serve? Think of all the ways we could create awareness for our product or service and write them down. Start a Google Doc, I tell this all the time, like create a Google Doc and put in revenue, awareness, efficiency, and start writing down all those things in each column. And then you want to highlight the ones that you think are going to move the needle the furthest. And those are the things that you take action on. So this is alleviating that analysis paralysis. This is helping you get really clear and narrowing down those 1,000 ideas that are in your head that are locking you up and not allowing you to move forward or stagnating your business's growth. Okay. And then the last column is efficiency. So how can I efficiently execute this so that my money is working for me, my time is working for me, my energy is working for me, not against me? So this may be hiring somebody out, or blocking out time on your calendar like I'm doing right now. I said 10 a.m. I am creating content come hell or high water, and nothing is going to get in my way. Right? That helps me become very, very efficient. So I use my calendar as my to-do list, right? And so nothing gets in the way, and I become very, very efficient. So in this 10 a.m. Eastern hour, I am only creating content, prepping that content, recording that content, and then post-producing that content. And I've become so efficient with it, I could get that done in 60 minutes. But if it's not blocked on my calendar, it's not happening. Okay? I had a very frustrating day yesterday. I felt like the whole day went by with not much accomplished. And we all have those days, distractions. And, we have a 3-year-old at home that's not back at school yet because this whole COVID thing. We gotta see where this whole thing goes before we send our little guy back to school. But there was constant distractions, and it just felt like at the end of the day, I felt like, man, where did the day go, and why didn't I get it accomplished? What I wanted to get accomplished. And when I look back, I was like, well, you didn't set your parameters. You didn't set the course of the day as well as you typically do. So it's nobody's fault but your own. Next time so this is what I did today. My whole day is just blocked out, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And everything is so much more clearer and concise, and I'm ready to hit the ground running. All right. So let's recap real quick. How do we alleviate analysis paralysis? One is we identify who it is that we're truly serving and get really, really specific with them, who they are, what they do, why they need what we serve them with. So why do they need our product or service? What are they trying to accomplish? Okay. And how does our product or service make their lives easier? Okay. Then the second part is breaking down tasks into revenue goals, awareness goals, and efficiency goals. Those 3 things are going to help you just list all the possible things that we could potentially do in each of those categories. And then I want you to go back in and highlight the top 3. What are the top 3 that are going to move the needle the most? And I want you to take action on those, right? You could spread those out in a day. You could spread those out in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week, whatever you want. But at the end of that time period, those 3 tasks must be accomplished. Okay? Once you have those 2 things done, you can move. And you can move with speed and agility. This has helped me tremendously in my business, because if you're a business owner or coach, consultant that has hit the 6-figure mark and you're trying to get to that 7-figure mark, I remember those days, and I was all over the place. I was spread so thin, and I just felt like I was putting 2% effort in 100 different things. And I don't know about you, but You don't get too far when you do that. But when I subtracted all the other nonsense and just focused on the one big thing, everything got really clear, and I just moved. There was a fire under my ass that just got me going. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a quick little case study here. So I had a client that came to me not too long ago, and they were struggling because the good news was they had some momentum behind them. They have this podcast that's really picking up some speed. It's really picking up some listenership, and they have quite a bit of an audience already. But the problem that they were having is they didn't have a clear packaged product to sell. Why? Because they didn't know who exactly they were trying to serve. That was a big brick wall that they could not get past. And so they reached out to me and they said, Henry, we're trying to create some funnels here. We want to increase our mailing list or our database, but we're stuck. Okay. And so as I did my diagnostic, I realized that they don't know who they're really serving. So they can't really package a product properly to make that happen. So we identified through the Brand Accelerator program strategy phase who the hell they were serving in the first place. And we broke that down into two different types of people. There's the 20% client that they're going to get 20% of their revenue coming from. And then there's the 80% client that they're probably going to get 80% of their revenue from. Those two individuals have very different challenges, very different goals, very different issues in their lives. So I helped them clarify and focus in on what all that was. Then we realized, okay, how do these types of clients come into our world? So now we have a much clearer way of creating a funnel online to help them with that journey. And that's something that we got to pay attention to, right? Everybody's quick to make funnels, but there's no strategy behind it. There's no thought process. They're just copying what somebody else is doing. And that's the quickest way to fail. You have to understand the why and how. Like, for example, the 20% client that my client is attracting, they're not coming in through a Facebook ad. They're not paying attention to Facebook ads. Their 80% client is, but their 20%, it's a completely different way on how to attract those folks, right? Just throwing up a funnel to see if it sticks is not going to attract that 20% client. So now we realize that. So what do? We craft each message and each funnel differently so that it brings them in to the same place, but in a different way. Okay. Had we not done this research and this legwork up front, we would have wasted a lot of time, money, and energy on a funnel that probably wouldn't convert because it's just not tailored to that specific type of person and client. Okay. Very, very important here. Okay. So what we were able to do after the strategy was come up with a very logical customer experience for them online. So we were able to create two separate, we're in the process of creating this, but we've mapped it out. We've architected it out, right? How we're going to attract our 80% client and how we're going to attract our 20% client and how to funnel them into the same place. Now, how we're going to package this offer is going to be a little bit different for each client. However, the way we execute that and deliver that is going to be the same. Okay? That is how we alleviate this analysis paralysis for our clients. This is how we get those 1,000 ideas that were running through my client's head synthesized down into one or two tactical and strategical actions, and we focus all in on that. That's how we get the results that we're looking for. Now, I've had coaches that help me with this in my business, and I've taken notes. I remember what works. I remember what didn't work. I put my own spin on it, and I've created this brand accelerator program that really helps people get super clear on what their brand is, why it's important for their ideal client, who their ideal client is. And the cool thing about this program is it actually is a done for you system at the end. So you have an opportunity to just leverage my whole team. We build the whole thing out for you. I noticed that my clients really appreciate the done for you because they're busy doing other things. They don't want to write copy. They don't want to design funnel pages. They don't want to design logos and color schemes and brand guides and social media identity. They don't want to be bothered with any of that. They want to do the strategy up front, and then they want to hand it off to a team to execute. And then they want to come back when it's done and launch this damn thing and get to where they want to be a hell of a lot faster than them trying to tinker around and do it on their own. So this is the power of really identifying what it is that you need to be doing through revenue, efficiency, and awareness, who it is that you're serving, why do they need it, why is your product or service going to solve that problem, and how it's going to solve that problem, and going all in on 2 or 3 things at a time, and just, that's it. It's very, very easy to do when you have a framework that I just laid out. A lot of times we don't work in frameworks in our head and we feel spread too thin. That's a problem. That's a problem. So what I want to do is give this framework to you today and have you start to execute within this framework and block out everything. You hear me talk about this a lot, but it's subtraction. It's not addition. And if you're going to add something into your business, then my question to you is, what are you going to take out? What are you going to replace it with? Because if you keep adding to your business, then you start to get real heavy. One thing that COVID helped me with this year was this, and I look at COVID as a blessing, is I was adding all of these things to my business. And not only was it making it very expensive to operate, but it was kind of weighing it down. And when I did an inventory of what are the needle movers here? What are the must-haves and what are the nice-to-haves? Let's separate those two out and focus on the must-haves. And I just did a lot of subtraction to my business. And I got really focused with what my offer was, who it's for, and I got rid of everything else. And boom, night and day difference. Everything it's like losing 100 pounds. The way you maneuver feels so much lighter and easier. That's the power of working in a framework, working within a system, hiring somebody to hold your hand and help you along the way. That's it. I would never be able to get to this point in my business had I not had some hands to hold along the way. So I hope this helped you guys get some clarity and focus on all of those ideas inside of your head and how to framework it out. You could start doing this today to help you achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve much more efficiently and a lot more smoothly. Because I know what it's like to have all of that, all those voices in your head telling you 1,000 different things and you not being able to move forward because you just don't know what to pull the trigger on first. So hope this helps. Would love to hear what your biggest takeaway was in this video or on this podcast. Drop me a comment and I'll see you on the next show real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.